What is up everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to go through my game week 5 review very quickly, but most importantly we'll get onto my potential transfers, my captain, my team selection and everything like that for the upcoming game week 6. Now I can confirm transfers have been made, captain has been decided, some players that have scored points for me in the past have officially been benched, a few tough decisions that we'll get through throughout the video, but let's dive straight in with a quick review of how game week 5 went. So I made no transfers for game week 5 and I decided to roll into game week 6, so I now have 2 free transfers. Game week 5 went very well for me, as you can see. So 15 points from Saar being the big standout. Salah captain with a big return there. The defense doing pretty well. Tsimikas coming in as I started him with 5. White off the bench because Trent didn't play. Shaw with 2, but Rafinha, Benrahma in there with 8 as well. And both my strikers returning. So I got a massive 86 points overall, which is an incredible return. One of the highest scores that I could have hoped for in a single game week. So absolutely buzzing with that. It did give me a game week rank of just 58,000 in the entire world. So again, just puts into perspective, it was a really good game week. It moved my overall score up to 392 points. And given that my old rank was 250k, it did move me all the way up to 35k overall. Again, really happy with this game week, really propelled my season. So 5 game weeks in now, but sitting at a rank of just 35k. Let's see where we can push on over the upcoming game, which was hopefully good transfers to get us there. Talking of transfers, let's have a look now at some potential transfers for game week 6. So you can see below me there that I have 2 free transfers and a massive 1.7 million available in order to do my transfers. Now, transfers out that I am considering doing: Ayling of Leeds. Now Leeds defence has been very poor so far this season and they're getting more and more injuries, it seems, every single week. Ayling himself is yellow flagged. Now I probably expect him to play, but I don't really want him to be in my starting lineup any week anyway, because I don't think that Leeds defence is any good at all. Second up, we have Mason Greenwood. So he has blanked in game week 5 and I do think the rest for him in that starting 11 is coming. I don't necessarily think I need to sell him this week, but I think his time in my starting team is short-lived now. And finally is Tsimikas. So I started him in game week 5 and was so happy with the 5 points that he got me, but I do think he is continuing to block that Liverpool spot, which I could need for Jota, I could need for Mane, who seems to be finding the back of the net as well, and I don't expect him to be getting very many minutes now that he's got his random start to rest Robertson. Robertson will now start the next few games, I do think, so he could be the one to go, although he is the cheapest, so I will need the most of that money in the bank in order to do the upgrade. Now, in terms of the potential transfers in that I'm considering, the first one we've got all defenders here. So as I said, I don't think it really is Greenwood as an essential transfer for me this week. One of those defenders will go, and in their place I'm liking the look of Semedo at Wolves. So although they conceded twice to Brentford in game week 5, I still think they are a potentially good defence with some nice upcoming run of fixtures. Next up, we have Anthony Rudiger. Now, Chelsea have not conceded from open play yet this season. Now, they do play Manchester City in game week 6, which is a bit of concern, but their fixture run from game week 7 onwards is incredible. So I could go Rudiger early, just play him against Manchester City this week, or play Ben White against Tottenham this week, and then have him in my team for the foreseeable future. And the final one is Pereira of Leicester. Now, Leicester's defence haven't looked that great, but they have a really nice couple of fixtures now with Burnley and Crystal Palace in the next 2. And I think Pereira is a really nice attacking option as well from that defence. So it will depend slightly on whether I plan on playing my wildcard in game week 8 or 7, and whether I go for Semedo and Pereira for short term, or I look for more of a long-term pick in the likes of Anthony Rudiger. So in terms of the summary, although I mentioned that I could get rid of Mason Greenwood this week, I do think Ayling and Tsimikas are the 2 defenders that I will be looking to transfer out this week, with Semedo, Rudiger and Pereira being the potential transfers in for me. Now, with that all in mind, I do have 2 transfers, so I do have to make one this week unless I consider burning one. So let's have a look at what that transfer will be and how my team could potentially line up for game week 6, including benching and captain decisions. So, in terms of that all-important transfer that I think I'm going to make this week, Tsimikas is the one that I really think I will transfer out this week. I don't see him playing very much more for Liverpool. He's been great when he's come in, but it is time to finally see him leave my team. And I think Rudiger will be in my place. It allows me to be a bit more flexible in terms of when I play my wild card. So Rudiger can come in. I can play him against Manchester City this week if I want to, because of how good that Chelsea defence has been. If not, he can come into my team from game week 7 and I can plan ahead ahead, given that I do have 2 free transfers this game week. So in terms of my starting lineup, we start with Sanchez of Brighton in goal. So Crystal Palace away for them. I think Palace have been mixed this season. I think particularly at home, they've scored a few goals. So whether we get a clean sheet out of Brighton, I'm not entirely sure. But Sanchez, of course, is starting as my set and forget goalkeeper this season. Moving into the defence now, we start with new signing Rudiger. So I do actually plan on starting Rudiger at home to Manchester City. The other option I have is Ben White at home to Tottenham. It's pretty difficult to decide between them, but I do think that Chelsea defence has just been so good. And of course, Man City failed to score in game week 5. So I do think I'm going to go with Rudiger out of the 2 of them. And he will be in my team now pretty much every game week. So I think he's the most nailed out of all those Chelsea defenders. Next up, we have Luke Shaw, who does remain in my team. His time in my team is very limited now. With my 2 free transfers, I may look to sell him next week. However, Aston Villa at home is a good fixture. They haven't been that great in front of goal. They did score 3 against a very depleted Everton side last game week, but I do think there's a good chance of a clean sheet now that Varane is finally starting to find his feet in that Manchester United team, but also that attacking threat that we know Luke Shaw has as well. Finally, completing a very premium defence that I now have is Trent Alexander-Arnold. So he has Brentford away. Brentford has scored twice against Wolves in game week 5, but I do think there's a good chance of a clean sheet as well as attacking returns. He is yellow flagged, but from comments it does feel like he'll be back and ready to start for Liverpool in game week 6. So I don't have any concerns about his fitness at all really there. Moving into the midfield now, so of course Rafinha starts in my team. Again, he's yellow flagged, but it does feel like he'll be fit to start in game week 6. West Ham at home. Now, I feel that West Ham are probably favourites in this game given the amount of injuries that Leeds have, particularly in defence. However, Rafinha is so involved in the Leeds attack, and if, Bamford is back fit and ready to start in that game week as well, despite having a potential injury to his ankle, then I do think this could be a very high scoring game as well. So happy to have Rafinha in there given his points in game week 5. Next up in the midfield, we add double Manchester United. So we have Greenwood and Ronaldo coming in. Of course, they're both starting. I did mention potentially transferring Mason Greenwood out of my team. However, he's got Villa this week. They have conceded a lot of chances, even when they've switched to that 5 at the back system. So Mason Greenwood is in there and will continue to start. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo leads the line as my premium forward. Not much to say about him. Let's hope he can continue his form in front of goal. Next up in my midfield is Salah, who completes my Liverpool double up now. So now selling Tsimikas, I do only have 2 Liverpool players. Away at Brentford, I do think it's a potentially difficult fixture for an attack. Brentford have been very good defensively, but of course Salah is in my starting lineup this week, and hopefully he continues that form in front of goal alongside Ronaldo. Now we add double West Ham. So we've gone with Benrahma and Antonio. So Antonio back from suspension. Again, as I mentioned with Rafinha, I do think there's a chance that this is quite a high scoring game. And with Benrahma in good goal scoring form and Antonio, we know what he did before he got suspended. I do think there's a good chance that these guys add to their returns they've already got this season. Let's hope for a nice 3-3 draw between Leeds and West Ham this game week. Finally, to complete my midfield and also to show the bench, we've got Ismaila Sarr coming in. So he's got Newcastle at home. He's very good. He scored twice in game week 5. I'm very happy this is in my team. I'm not hoping for a double-digit return every week for him, but Newcastle, I do think there's a good chance for some more returns from him. Now, you will see on my bench that I do have Dennis, White and Ayling. Now, White and Ayling I'm quite happy to bench. However, Dennis did get a goal in game week 5. He's performed much better at home than he has away this season, and Watford are at home again. Now, this Watford double-up did me very well in game week 5. However, I just don't have a position in my starting lineup for Dennis this week. If Rafinha is potentially out, then I'm happily starting Dennis over him. If there's another injury or someone gets rotated with Champions League, then again, I'll happily start Dennis with him coming off my bench. But for now, he is first on my bench in case anything happens, and Sarr is the one that I've chosen to start this game week. So that is how my team is lining up for game week 6. But let's have a look at that all-important captaincy decision ahead of the game week 6 deadline. So for me, there are 3 standout captaincy options for me this week. Salah, again, of course, is always going to be a good captain, and he is away at Brentford. Antonio away at Leeds, and Ronaldo at home to Aston Villa. So the key things I'm thinking about with this, that Leeds defence is in such a state that I do think there's a good chance that West Ham get some goals. Antonio has had that rest in game week 5 because he was suspended. He has played a few minutes in the Europa League, but I expect him to probably start and get 90 minutes as well. And with that Leeds defence, I think Antonio is going to bully it for sure. So there's some returns in that game for him. Salah away at Brentford, I'm slightly put off because of that Brentford defence being quite solid so far this season. However, Salah just seems to be scoring goals for fun. Liverpool seem to be leaving no stone unturned in their attack. They seem to be scoring goals and Salah is always involved for them, on penalties as well, which is always a bonus. And then we've got Ronaldo. Aston Villa are at home. Again, a home fixture I have favoured so far this season. Ronaldo has yet to fail to score in any of his Manchester United matches so far, which again is quite a testament to quite how good a player he is and quite how good a signing he has been so far for Manchester United. So with all that considered, at the moment, my captain is Cristiano Ronaldo and my vice captain is Mikel Antonio. I'm just put off slightly too much by that Brentford defence. I think Antonio can get something, but that home fixture for Ronaldo is definitely the icing on top of the cake for him. So that is my team selection, captaincy, transfers, benching, everything like that for game week 6. If you have any comments or any questions, drop them in the comment section down below or message me over on Twitter. There will be videos and live streams between now and the game week deadline, as well as there are every single game week between now and the end of the season. So if you have enjoyed, please do think about liking the video as well as subscribing to the channel. There is so much to come and hopefully I can get you the best possible rank and a few game weeks like I did this week as well throughout the season. So if you have enjoyed, please do subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications as well so you get that reminder for live streams to get your questions answered live and when these videos do drop. But good luck in game week 6 if you don't watch anything more, and I will see you all very soon.